Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Monday, and not so happy Monday for some individuals, either the owners of this B&M home store and or the owner of a $7,000 Charizard. I had to guess about the Charizard. We got a couple examples here, and I know what you're thinking. Rattle, is this another one of those videos where you have game stores getting robbed in the United States of America? And that would be wrong. We have a couple examples here. We got one in Ireland, Northern Ireland, I believe, and the other one is in Canada. It's hidden close to home. A little Toronto incident with the first one here is more of a department store robbery, which is pretty crazy. And no, it is not a free pass. You should not you should not steal from Walmart. I don't care how big the department store is. I don't care what's going on. Stop being so pathetic. You do not need to steal from these places. Go make some money. You're going to be all right. If anyone knows any more details about any of this stuff, please do send it my way. As with anything else, any other burgles, please let me know. Let's take a look at the clip here. These stores, it seems like they're pretty identifiable. If anyone knows the exact location and or the individuals who are involved, please let me know. Let law enforcement know. Let whoever you gotta let know. But I would love to see if there's more details. I'd love to see what exactly these guys were thinking. Let's take a look at the clip. I'm going to have it muted here because we got music playing over top of it. I don't know if this is the original video. This is live 274, live 274 on the old TikTok. Now, I don't know. They probably borrowed the video from someone else. It's wild to me. Why in the world would you think it's a good idea to rob anything? I mean, sticking stuff in your pocket, you're probably still going to get caught. But like stealing a whole display and putting it in your hatchback that you probably borrowed from your mother, please, come on. What are you doing? What are you thinking? It's 2024. Everyone has a camera on them at all times in the form of a cell phone. I know it blows people's minds that you're going to get recorded doing this. Not to mention the fact that the building itself is going to have some site. I don't care how many no frills and chills and how many deals and how much money you can save at this bargain. Big brands, big savings. They're going to have some sort of security system and cameras that are going to see you. No, you putting your hood up does not protect you. Not to mention the fact that the license plate was very visible on this vehicle. So pretty dumb. I don't know what the total would be on that small display of Pokemon cards. Maybe $400, $300, $400, something like that. And maybe a little bit more than that if you're talking. It depends how big their savings are. So again, not worth it. You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble. Now, do these guys care? Did they ruin their lives already? They're just doing what they got to do to? Again, it's usually like drug motivated or something along those lines. It's come on, that's some loser activity. Cut it the hell out. We have Brian on Twitter who said, "Rattle, that store is B&M. It's in Northern Ireland and looks like plate is real." So that's the thing too. You got the license plate on your car. You parked right out front of the store. Chances are not only the store has footage of you, but also now like the internet. It's the internet, guys. It's 2024. You can't just steal stuff in broad daylight. You're gonna get caught, and hopefully these individuals get caught. Not to mention the fact that like, how are you gonna sell this stuff? Like, you're gonna get caught, even if you don't get caught at the time with the video surveillance footage. You're gonna sell this stuff online. You're gonna sell it somewhere in a back alley. And you're probably going to get it traced back to you that way. So congratulations. I don't know how strict the law is in terms of like theft, dollar values or anything like that, or pound dollars, pound charges. If anyone knows any of that stuff in terms of what can happen if you're doing this stuff in Northern Ireland, please let me know. Brush me up on what's going on here. Now the stores they seem like it's like a bargain discount store. They seem to all look different. Just with a quick B&M Northern Ireland, I couldn't find the one in question, but if anyone knows which one it is, it looks like every single building is just whatever building is there. They just slap a banner on top of it and call it a day. So again, pretty identifiable with this weird arch thing that's got the holes in it. If anyone knows, please let me know. And now, I mean, the plates, just because they're there, they might be traveling, but chances are they're doing it in there. They're not going far. They're probably not on a road trip to steal Pokemon displays, I would imagine. Now, Toronto, Canada time. We have area code 416IX, Vaughan, Ontario, on the old Instagram, who posts 4 individuals were apprehended by the York Regional Police after a valuable Pokemon card, a 1999 Charizard number 4 valued at $7,000, was stolen during a planned sale in a parking lot in the Jane Street and Rutherford Road area on Saturday night at 10 p.m. My God, that was a long sentence. So this is pretty wild. It always, like, it's like the test to see, like, when these news outlets or anyone like reports on stolen Pokemon cards, especially when it's Charizard, if they know the difference between which one is which, other than just like rhyming. At least they got the date correct and they got the set number correct. But myself and some others in the Discord, when we were in there chatting, we were kind of trying to guess what card is this? What did they steal? Which Charizard is this? I thought maybe it was a PSA 7 first edition base, but we're gonna find out. The victim attempted to chase the suspects, but one allegedly brandished a knife. Oh my God. Okay, again, wild to me that somebody over $7,000, which you're probably not going to get the full dollar value, not to mention the fact that you're probably going to have to crack this out if you do sell it to someone, or you're going to have to sell it to someone in hopes that it doesn't get traced back to you. What are you doing? You're going to like ruin your life over $7,000. Congratulations. Not to mention the fact that you had a weapon on you and used that to perform the robbery. Whoop-de-doo. Congratulations. Not only are you a piece of shit that's trying to steal from someone, but also I would imagine there's going to be charges in place that involve the weapon. The suspects fled in a vehicle, but the victim managed to record the license plate number. The police tracked the vehicle into Toronto and made the arrest in a Parliament Street and Richmond Street East area. Among those charges are Heron Farah, 20, and 3 teenagers, with one of them being bound by 2 separate probation orders. Ooh, we got some troubled youth. The charges include possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000. So if you're the 20-year-old, like, congratulations, you're fucked. The others, you're not on a good path. Not looking good. Not to mention the fact that we got the over 5,000, which is probably additional problems. We got the little news outlet here. We got the Charizard in question. It looks like it's a PSA graded shadowless. I forget what the grade was on it. Maybe it'll show it later on here. It's a mint 9. It's a shadowless 9 that they were selling. Here is the path that they took before they got arrested. It says 47 minutes here. This is going to vary largely depending on the type of day, but we got 34.3 kilometers. If you're from the United States, you'll have to do your own conversion because I'm not sure what that is in miles. Now we have the York Regional Police website here, yrp.ca, for those who are looking to look at it themselves. 4 people charged in connection with street-level robbery in Vaughan. Investigators with the York Regional Police No. 4 District Criminal Investigations Bureau have charged 1 adult and 3 youths in connection with a robbery in the city of Vaughan. Now, reminder, guys, be careful. If you're going to do a deal in person, make sure you're doing it somewhere where you can't get robbed, you can't get stabbed. Well, not that you can't get robbed or stabbed, but do it somewhere safe. If it's $7,000, it's enough money for someone to do something stupid like this. Be very careful. Everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, but I saved the eBay fees. I saved the fees from shipping or whatever. Is it worth it? Maybe. Make sure you're somewhere safe. You might want to have people there with you. You might want to do it at a bank or somewhere where it's very safe and very, very camera recorded. Someone's not going to go into a bank with a ski mask on. I shouldn't say that because someone might be dumb enough to actually do that. Be careful. Police station, wherever you got to do it. Bank. Somewhere safe if you're going to do a transaction of this sort. Not to mention the fact there are many scammers, but also the fact that if you're showing up with something valuable or with the money for something valuable that might not even exist, on the other end of things, someone might say, hey, I have this Charizard. Do you want to buy it for $7 grand? You show up with $7 grand, they steal your $7 grand. So be careful. Not unlikely. It can happen. On Saturday, March 30th, 2024, shortly after 10 p.m., police responded to a parking lot in the Jane Street and Rutherford Road area for a report of a robbery. When officers arrived at the scene, it was learned that the victim planned to sell a highly valued Pokemon trading card. Now, this is the same thing with, like, I don't know if it's just like so many transactions that eventually I've just resorted to only safe areas, like, and not safe areas in terms of like physical location for buying stuff, but safe areas online for buying stuff. Something like an eBay where you got buyer protection. Be careful. We saw the PayPal exploit recently where people essentially, if you say that you're reselling anything, you're not protected by goods and services. So be careful for all that stuff. Be careful for that sort of thing. But this is kind of like meeting up in person, flipping and dipping. You got to take into consideration the amount of time and risk that's involved with a lot of this stuff. You're like sketchy Facebook kind of transactions, Instagram, whatever. Again, yeah, not that you can't get some good deals there, but oftentimes I don't think it's worth the time and effort to do that over, purchasing from reputable like auction houses and or eBay or anything like that. I don't get it. Again, there's lots of time that you can sink into that if you want to get good deals. Is it as good as the deal that you might get in a parking lot? Maybe not, but again, the risks are not on the same level. When the victim arrived, 2 suspects exited a vehicle and approached him. As he produced the Pokemon card, one of the suspects grabbed it and ran back towards the vehicle, where 2 additional suspects were waiting. The victim attempted to give chase when one suspect brandished a knife. The victim was able to obtain a license plate prior to the vehicle fleeing. Again, you got license plates, you got cameras everywhere. The audacity, just the cockiness of these individuals that think they can you just rob somebody in broad daylight. You can stick something in the back of your car, or you can, well, I guess this was 10 p.m. So I guess it was getting dark. So again, at 10 p.m. at night, what are you doing? You're out and doing deals on the side of the street. The vehicle, I don't know where the actual deal was supposed to take place, but you got to do it inside somewhere. You got to do it somewhere safe, somewhere with security, somewhere that they can't ski mask you. The vehicle was located and followed into the city of Toronto, where an arrest was safely made in a Parliament Street and Richmond Street East area. At the time of these offenses, one accused was already before the courts on unrelated charges and bound by an undertaking with conditions. A second accused, also before the courts on unregulated charges, was bound by 2 separate probation orders. So hopefully if they did anything to anyone else that was related to this, hopefully that gets returned and resolved. At the same time, hopefully these kids, this young adult and these kids, smarten up and change their ways. I have a bad feeling that they won't. If you're doing something stupid like this, will they continue to do something stupid? We can only hope not. I don't want to see anyone ruin their lives, and my apologies, but it looks like you're ruining your life here. Charges include robbery/theft with violence or threats of violence. You think that would be like with a weapon? Possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000. Fail to comply with a release order. We got a 16-year-old male, 17-year-old male, 17-year-old male of Toronto. And this one was also charged with a YCJA breach of probation ×2. Yeah, you probably don't want to be robbing people when you're on probation. So charges include robbery, theft with violence or threats of violence, possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000. So if you have any information, you can contact these peeps here. Again, if you had something similar happen to you, if some kids threatened you with a knife and stole your Pokemon cards, you can give them a call. Now we got a little, I always love to watch like the little news snippets here where like, what are they going to say? Are they going to say something? They're going to make a little joke about Pokemon. So brace yourself.
Well, apparently you got to steal them all. A Pokemon card worth more than $7,000 was stolen north of Toronto over the weekend. 4 people have been arrested in connection with the theft. Police say they were called to a parking lot where the victim had planned to sell the Pokemon card Saturday night, about 10 p.m. Now, according to police, the 2 suspects walked up to the victim from a vehicle. One grabbed the card and ran back to the vehicle. 2 others were waiting, and the suspect vehicle was followed into downtown Toronto, and that's where they were arrested. A 20-year-old and 3 teens are facing charges. Well, apparently
Wow. All right. So that was just as cheesy as I was expecting. I got my nice dose of gotta steal them all. Get it? Because they're like, oh, the tagline. We gotta make a play on words with that. Let's read through this real quick, and then we'll call it a day. 4 people have been arrested after a Pokemon card valued at $7,000 was stolen north of Toronto over the weekend. York Regional Police said they were called to a parking lot where a victim planned to sell a Pokemon card in the Jane Street and Rutherford Road areas on Saturday at 10 p.m. A YRP media officer told CTV News Toronto that the card was being sold for $7,000 at the time of the incident. An image they shared showed that it was now this is probably $7,000 Canadian, for anyone that's wondering. An image they shared showed was a 1999 Charizard number 4 card, although the offer on it was not necessarily a real offer because clearly they had every intention of stealing the card. The transaction probably was not going to take place. Now, whether or not it was listed for that much, they said, okay, I'll give you $7,000. We're not sure on those details. We'd love to know, for curiosity's sakes. Two years ago, a first edition 1999 Pokemon Charizard number 4 card sold for $336,000 at an auction. So they all do this. It's just like, okay, so this one is not first edition, and it's not the same. But I guess they're just trying to get clicks on their other article here so that you get ads and they make some money. We get related stories. Police say that 2 suspects approached the victim from a vehicle. One then grabbed the card and ran back to the vehicle where 2 others were waiting, police say. The victim then attempted to chase the suspects when one allegedly brandished a knife. Police say that the suspects ultimately drove away, but the victim took down the license plate number. The vehicle was eventually followed into the city of Toronto, where arrests were made in the Parliament Street and Richmond Street East area. So, why they would have a car, why would they have the license plate? I don't know. And then you're like in a busy city where I guess at 10 p.m. probably not that busy, but like they're gonna be able to track you down, right? I don't know. Stupid, but criminals are stupid. Criminal children are probably also stupid. Police charged Heron Farah, 20, of Toronto, along with 3 teenagers. And that's the thing. Like, come on, guys. I think largely, whether it's Pokemon, whether it's anything else, you got to feel for the people that get in with the wrong crowd. And I feel like you're getting in with the wrong crowd here. If you're any of these individuals, you need to go make some new friends that aren't stealing things. It's in your best interest. Trust me. Rattle guarantee. Don't hang out with people that steal. It's not good for you. It's not good for them. It's not good for anyone. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys tomorrow. Join the Discord. See ya next time. Ooh, make sure you guys hit up the link tree. Make sure you're on the link tree. Make sure you go check out all of the sweet deals. We got discount codes for days. Almost forgot to self-promo the link tree here. Supports the channel at the same time through affiliate codes and links and all that fun stuff. Get yourself a deal on stuff that you're going to be buying anyway. Highly suggest all of these places to shop. Thank you to everyone who's been using the Troll and Toad code, the old Rattle 5, to save 5% on essentially everything except for the third-party items that don't have a little coupon thingy. And then also for all of the people that have been shopping on Card Market. I know you guys know and love it. If you're in Europe, you should be using it. I don't know why you wouldn't be. Make sure you give it a use. And if you're not from Europe, you should probably make some European friends because they got some sex stuff on there that you can't necessarily get in the U.S., in Canada, elsewhere in the world. And that stuff is much less expensive if you get it on here rather than trying to find it on eBay or anywhere else that's already been imported. Save yourself some money. Make a friend in the process. Just don't buy it from these guys in Ireland who were shoplifting. Just and make friends other than them. All right, see ya. Bye.